Hey, welcome to the Communication Leadership and Team Training. And inside of the CLT team, you can set up your own project. We have some videos about how project set up, what would be like a topic and so on. And project setup is really important. And now when you have set up thing and know what you want and you want to achieve and so on, it's like you want to build a team. So you want to get people on board who are like doing this kind of project with you. And you want to really sell this project to them and you want to enroll them into this project. And, imagine like you have a lot of money, you have like a company and you're doing this. Well, you can maybe pay people. That's like one possibility. The other is like maybe if you don't have any money and you don't want to pay them, you can enroll people who are like your family and friends and so on, and like these people you are around with. And maybe that works for you. That is like also an obvious choice. But there's another way where you can say, hey, you're not chasing people, you're looking that they come to you, sort of. And one of the really cool things of social media is there's sites like, for example, LinkedIn, and you can make a job offer, and you can say, hey, really, I want to do this as a project. And that's, by the way, what we are doing here on Reduce CO2 Now. We are using job offers to publish, hey, we want to do this. It's a volunteer position. So it's like even, there's like in LinkedIn, very nice feature that people have to, before they apply, they have to answer questions. Like, for example, you need a certain language like English. How good is your level of English? And then if somebody says it's really poor, well, it's maybe not going to work. And there's even, you can pay for such an advert or for a job offer, but there's also the possibility to get this for free. Then you get only like limited functionality, limited amount of people, but it's still going to work, because you're offering this, and then suddenly like people are going to pick this up. And then you make like job interviews, and there's like two things. First of all, you want to enroll them into your project. So you learn to speak with people and really like fire them up that what you're doing in this project is like serving some greater purpose, and that they really want to be in this with you, So that's a really good thing. So using, and you can, of course, there's other platforms as well where you can make job offers. So in this sense, you're not chasing people. Chasing is like, hey, you're telephoning and saying, hey, Thomas, I'm doing this project on blah, 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 blah. Do you want to join? And I also do the same things. I ask people who I know and say, hey, do you want to join? I even ask people who are like, I go to the university I'm studying in, and I'm like asking people there, like students, hey, do you want to join this project? And then a lot of times they say, no, I just have to do some work and so on. And you really want to find motivated people. So that's one way to find motivated people who say, hey, I'm going to put like time and energy into this and start working for you with you in a project. So you also would want to look, what are you going to give them back? Do they get some training, or at least you acknowledge them for doing their work? But like LinkedIn or other platforms, you are putting out something, and of course then people come to you, and then you can make job interviews with them, and then you learn how to enroll people that they actually want to be working with you, because let's face it, if you say, hey, I'm going to pay you 100,000 euros per year, you find people who are like doing this. Are they maybe terribly motivated? I don't know. But if you pay a lot of money, that's like one easy way. Enrolling people when you are not paying money, it's a different story. So, and you want to enroll more and more people in this. So you can use these kind of platforms to publish your job and actually get into communication with people, learn this, and then you get better, and then you focus on, okay, what do I really have to put in the description, and do I do this? Because let's face it, not everybody where you have like communication, they are doing this. One of the most important things I do in such a job interview is always say, okay, do you really understand it's a non-for-profit organization, we don't have any money, we're not going to pay, it's an unpaid thing. So, and just make it clear that person understands there is no money involved. I had some job interviews in the past where people like after half an hour saying, and how much money do I get? But I said in the beginning, you don't get any. It's also like, and don't make any promises that in like 3 months or half a year or so they will get money, because you can't promise this maybe, So that's like really the thing. And the cool thing about this, if you find people who are motivated to work as a volunteer, that's a very powerful thing. Yeah. So one of the solutions, find people who are motivated. Other solution is, of course, go in areas where people already are who are working the subject. It's like cooperation. Like in ours, do we have already people who are like doing something for the environment and they just don't, maybe with your project, you bring something to the table where they say, oh, that's really cool thing. That is like, this is what my targets, my objectives, my aims in life are. And I want to like contribute to your project. Really cool thing. Also an option where you go in areas where people are already like doing this. You can also go like what I do as well, like ask students. I also like went around and just asked people on the street, and interviewed them and just like, what do you think about climate change? Would you like support the project by just following on TikTok, and like, just really, it's cool you go out to young people and say, hey, do you guys have TikTok? And they say, usually they have, yeah. Some of them, I don't have TikTok. I just have what's the other thing called, the yellow one? Snapchat. So I don't have. I just have Snapchat. So I made a Snapchat account just for that one. But you go out and you just ask, and then you ask, okay, are you willing to support just by following? Okay, good. And then you can ask, would you be like willing to support? And of course, there's a lot of might face people, and it's very good learning, by the way. You are getting people who are saying, no, climate change, blah blah blah. No, I'm not interested. Go away. Some people will just say, go away when you even start. So you're like facing all these negative things. That's very good learning. It's like you're building up your muscles in enrollment. Yeah. So and then you find people who, okay, I can follow this, but I'm not really going to put any effort in. But then sometimes you find people who say, cool stuff, I'm going to join. It's maybe like you have to ask 20 to find one. Maybe you have to ask 100, but you find them. They are there. And the only question is how to get to them. Having them come to you is a much easier way. So start, putting out job adverts on LinkedIn, for example, or there are all kinds of other platforms. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow the channel.